In this class, you'll be introduced to the topic of war-affected children and the impact of war on children. As of the middle of last year, that's 2013, there were approximately 11 million refugees worldwide under the care of the United Nations High Commission for Refugee. The largest refugee populations under the UNHCR's care came from Afghanistan, Syria, and Somalia, who together formed about half of the world's refugee total. So Canada is one of the top 15 refugee-receiving countries in the world. However, this is really interesting, but the world's top refugee hosts are currently Pakistan, Iran, and Lebanon. Each year, approximately 10% of the world's 100,000 resettled refugees seek asylum in Canadian cities and towns. So, for example, between 2008 and 2009, Canada admitted approximately 23,000 refugees as permanent residents, with the majority of them, about 50%, coming from Africa and the Middle East. This was followed by from Asia and the Pacific, about 29%, and South and Central America with 16%. Of these individuals, which is of interest to us, 19% were children under the age of 15, and about 7% were between the ages of 15 and 24. So unlike economic or skilled migrants to Canada, refugees are forced to migrate from their countries of origin. In fact, the UN defines a refugee as someone who, owing to a well-founded fear of being persecuted for reasons of race, religion, nationality, membership of a particular social group or political opinion, is outside the country of his nationality and is unable to, or owing to such fear, is unwilling to avail himself of the protection of that country. So children and youth who come from families with known histories of pre-migration exposure to war, losses, limited education exposure, and health difficulties are considered at risk of experiencing significant difficulties with adaptation in educational settings. However, I should say that not all refugees struggle with settlement, education, and mental health, and in fact, many go on to lead very successful and normal lives in Canada. For the purpose of this class, we are going to focus on children and youth who do struggle. The goal here is to help you as an educator and mentor to better understand some of the experiences and contexts that contribute to trauma, psychological distress, and settlement challenges that can place youth at risk within the educational system. So after a brief overview of some of the current areas of concern for war-affected children, we are going to play a game that's going to place you into the context for challenges with adaptation. This game is going to give you first-hand experience of what it would be like to experience some of the disruption and trauma in the pre-migration context, some of the challenges with settlement and acculturation in the post-migration context, and some of the factors then that you might encounter in school adaptation. We'll follow this with some recommendations for how you then can support at-risk refugee children and youth in your role as a mentor.